Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can upload and organise your images in the Squarespace Asset Library. If you've already got a copy of my Squarespace website checklist, you'll know that this is a step I like to take before I start building out a website. If you haven't got a copy of my Squarespace website checklist, I will leave a link in the description box below. You can grab a copy for free and follow along with all the steps as you build out your own Squarespace website. Before I upload anything into the Squarespace Asset Library, I do like to ensure that I have optimized my images, and I recommend that you do the same. If you don't know how to optimize your images, I will leave another link in the description box below that outlines all the steps you need to take before you actually start uploading any of your images to Squarespace. Okay, so today I want to upload and organize some of the images that I'm planning on using on my website. And I want to do this because if they're all in one place, if they're all already uploaded onto Squarespace, when it comes to actually building out my website, it's a lot easier just to grab the images that I need for any given section rather than hunting for them in my downloads folder or elsewhere on my computer. I can just head over to the asset library within Squarespace and pull what I need. So to access the asset library, you can see over on the left-hand side on the sidebar, there is a bit called assets. Now, if we click on that, that will get us to the asset library. Squarespace do like to update things. They're moving things around all the time, which is great because they're improving things. But if this assets tab isn't there at the time that you come to upload yours, you can always hit the / key on your keyboard and type in asset, and you can see here we have asset library, and that will also take us to the asset library. So in the asset library, we can see we've already got a couple of files here. I've got my logo file that I've used and a couple of images that I've already used on my website, but I've got some other images from this shoot and I want to upload them all so that when I'm building further sections, they're there to grab. So to do that, it's very easy. You just need to select all the images from your computer and you can drag and drop them straight into the asset library. And it takes a second to upload. What I have done before uploading all of these into Squarespace is I have optimized all these images for SEO. And if you want to do that to your images, and I recommend that you do, I will drop a link in the description box below that goes through all the steps you need to take to optimize your images. And that just means that your website will load quicker and therefore it will show up better on search results. So it's definitely a step I recommend doing before you actually upload them onto Squarespace. But here they are, they're all from the same shoot. And these images I actually got off of Styled Stock Society. And if you want to check them out, I'll leave a link to them in the description box below as well. They have some gorgeous photos. But now that they're all here, I actually want to organize them. So I've got a logo file and then a load of branding photos. So what we can do within the asset library is create folders to keep things organized. And you can see here in the top right-hand corner, we have a button called Add Folder. So I'm going to add a folder. And the first one I'm going to add is a folder for all my logos. So let's create that. And then let's create another folder for branding photos. Okay, that's great. So what I want to do now is move all of these photos that are all taken from the same shoot into this file that's called branding photos. So what I can do is hover over each picture and you'll see these 3 dots appear in the top right hand corner of the picture. If you click on that and then click move to and select branding photos and select move here, that will move the photo directly into the branding photos folder. So I'm going to quickly do that for all of them. Okay, great. So that's all my photos moved into the branding photos folder. And now I just want to move my logo into this logos folder. So same thing, hover over the logo, click on the 3 dots, click move to, and this time I want to select logos. So that's great. If I double click on the folder, it brings up all the pictures that are within there. And then I can click here where it says all files to go back to the main asset library section, or I can navigate through the asset library using this left-hand bar here. So if I wanted to click on the logos folder, I've got my logo in there. So that's great. I'll show you now how you can use these photos from the asset library actually on your website. So if we navigate back onto website here in the left, I've got my page here and I'm going to click edit in the top left hand corner, and I'll scroll down and I'll add a new section, and I'll add a blank section. And then to here, I'm going to add an image block. So on the top left, I'm going to click add block and select image. And then I'm going to click on the plus icon and you'll see a pop-up here. So you can either upload a file from your computer, or you can select from your library, which is your asset library, or you can browse stock images that are already within Squarespace. So clicking on select from library or browse stock images will bring up your asset library. So let's select from library. And there's my library with my 2 folders. So let's double click on the branding photos, and this time I want this one. So I've ticked the top left hand corner here and I'm going to click add. And if we scroll down to my section, you can see that it's added this photo just here. And if I make it a bit bigger, we can actually see what it is. Now, if I wanted to add a picture onto my website that isn't in the asset library, I can do that too. So I can add another block and I can select image. And I'll drag it over to this side. And this time I'm going to add a picture that I haven't already uploaded into my asset library. So I'm going to click on the plus icon, and this time it's going to bring up my downloads folder on my computer. So I can actually select an image that isn't already uploaded. And this is a Christmassy photo. This isn't one that's already uploaded into my asset library. But now that I've actually added it onto my website, I'll show you. If we click save in the top and then exit, and if we head back into the asset library, I'll show you that my Christmas picture has now appeared in my asset library. And so it's now available for me to use on different pages of my website if I wanted to. And just because I do like to keep everything organized, I'm going to add another folder called Christmas. And I'm going to move this one to Christmas. So that's it. That's how you can upload images to your asset library and keep everything organized so it's easy to find when you come and build your website out. Now, if I wanted to delete an image that's in my asset library, I can do that too. So if we head into the Christmas folder and say I no longer want to use this image on my website ever again, so I want to delete it, I can click on the 3 dots in the right-hand corner and choose delete. And what Squarespace does is it does come up with a pop-up that warns you that you might be using this on your website, and deleting it will display it as a broken file. So that just reminds you to go back and double check through your website just to ensure you're not using this file anywhere. But if you're happy, if you're quite confident it isn't anywhere on your website, then you can click delete and it will end up in your trash. So that's my Christmas cocktails picture that I've deleted. It will stay here for 30 days. It does give you a little countdown so you know when the 30 days is up. After that, it's deleted permanently. If you wanted to delete it permanently yourself before the 30 days, you can check the box that's next to it and click on the red dustbin. And that's it deleted. So that's it. That's the asset library in Squarespace. That's how you can upload images into the asset library and keep everything organized so that your images are ready to pull straight into your website as you're building it out. If you found this video useful, please remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any other Squarespace tutorials. I'll leave a link to my Squarespace website checklist in the description box below. You can grab a copy for free. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best with your website.